I said, what privilege or benefit or immunity were you drawing that gave the IRS some kind of jurisdiction? And he said, I don't know what you're talking about. Then I said, you deserve to pay. And he said, all right, you explain it to me. And I said, you got a Social Security card in your pocket? And he said, yeah, everybody does. I don't. And he says, you don't? And I said, no. I'm not going to take any benefit, privilege, or opportunity from the government. And he says, you mean federal government? I said, no, the state government, or the federal government, or the county or the city government. He said, only if you do that, do they have jurisdiction? Only if you do that, do you give up your rights and accept and swap for privileges. And he says, yeah, right, I suppose you ain't got no driver's license either. And I said, wait a minute. As a matter of fact, I don't. And he says, wait a minute, wait to hold it. And he jumps up off the couch and goes running outside and runs out to my truck, my van, you know, and sticks bound behind it. He says, you ain't got no license plates on your truck, John. And I said, really? I didn't know that. And he ran up to the driver's side of the truck and he looks in, you know, looking for the sun visor, and he's going to pull it down, you see, because that's where the registration is supposed to be. See, it's up there on the sun visor. He looks in there and he, John, you didn't, your vehicle, it's not registered? And I said, no, I have quiet title on all my property. I'm a citizen at law. The God of Scripture is my authority. And he says, oh, come on, John, don't mix any of this religion in law. And I said, look, let me explain something to you. I said, now this is going to get a little philosophical, and I know you're a public school graduate. 2 years at 2 years at UCLA, no comment, and 2 years at UCLA, and thus there's a certain degree of intellectual, well, to be more genteel about it, he suffers from advanced epistemological myopia. But anyway, I may explain that to you later. I love it. But anyway, he said, what are you trying to tell me, John? And I said, what I'm trying to tell you, partner, is that you've opted for benefits, privileges, and opportunities instead of rights that come from God. And that all law is religious. The only difference between systems of law is the gods of the dominant religion wherein the law originated. Thus, any change in law is an express or an implied change in religion. All thought's religious. All thought creates its own system of law. And if it's illegal to murder on Monday and legal on Friday, then obviously we've got some kind of relativism here that kind of changes and shifts with the fluid with the time, you know, and everything else, but there's no fixed standard. So why even talk about law? Why even talk about rights? Well, I don't know why anyone else talks about law and rights in the Constitution, but I can give you my reasons. Because of guys like Randy Weaver. Because of friends of mine that